think there's been some mistake.
Dead Man shows the story of William Blake, played by Johnny Depp. He's an accountant from Cleveland, Ohio, who travels on a train to a new job, but it turns out that John Hurt here has replaced him already. He confronts the owner of the joint, John Dickinson, played by Robert Mitchum, who has him at gunpoint and threatens him to leave. We also find out that Blake has lost his parents recently, and this further adds to his depression as he heads off miserable. He then bumps into a woman and they instantly fall in love. Like, immediately. What the hell is it with Johnny Depp just falling head over heels in love with a woman in like a split second?
Shut up!
It was the most expensive film directed by Jim Jarmusch at the time, due to making the time period as accurate as possible, and critics responded with mixed thoughts or favourably. It's okay, I guess.
Stupid fucking white man.
I mean, the first 4 minutes are just Johnny Depp falling asleep or looking bored. Over and over and over. What's he doing? Listening to Tim Burton pitch him his new movie ideas? Weirdly, I think Crispin Glover is actually the highlight of the movie, and he's only in it for like 2 minutes. Right at the start of the film, when Johnny Depp is on the train, Glover shows up and just has this one conversation with him, and he's so creepy and menacing, I genuinely want to see more of this character.
Look out the window. And doesn't it remind you of when you were in the boat? And then later that night you were lying, looking up at the ceiling, and the water in your head was not dissimilar from the landscape. And you think to yourself, why is it that the landscape is moving, but the boat is still?
But oh no, he's not exactly welcomed to town too warmly. He's the one who's gonna ruin Willy Wonka. Oh, and John Hurt isn't in the film much either, but he is hilarious. Watch his first line in the entire movie.
Excuse me. How do you do, sir? I'm Bill Blake, your new accountant from Cleveland.
What the heck are you doing here?
You got any tobacco anywhere?
No, I don't smoke.
Oh yes, I forgot. This is a running gag for the entire movie. The entire movie.
Do you have any tobacco?
I don't smoke.
Have you got any tobacco?
Sorry, I don't smoke.
Are you sure you have no tobacco?
I've already told you I don't smoke.
That tobacco is for your wage.
I don't smoke.
What's the joke? I don't get it. I mean, it's never funny. I'm constantly waiting for a punchline to happen. It never comes. It just ends. It's just this reference and they keep bringing it up. I don't get it. What's the joke? What's the funny?
Jackass.
When the hitmen are waiting here, they just start practice pulling their guns out on a painting. Is this what cowboys do in their spare time? The Native American also just isn't interesting. You'd think for the character who saves Depp and spends most of the time with the audience, they'd make him interesting, but he is so boring. We get all of this exposition about him, but his boring monotone voice is so bland, and no movie, the guitar riffs aren't gonna get me invested no matter how hard they try.
As a small boy, I was often left to myself. So I spent many months stalking the elk people to prove I would soon become a good hunter.
I do like Johnny Depp in this though. It's a role you really wouldn't expect him in. He's a pushover, a bit of a wimp, but it works and he plays it so well.
All right, I'll go. I'd rather not, but I'll go. Bear's got somebody here ate all our porridge. What's the best way to get down there?
These two are arguing and I don't know why. I genuinely have no idea why. They're not talking about anything of relevance, but I find it absolutely hilarious.
If I want this one, I'll have him too, by God.
Fine. What happens if I just shoot you then, eh? What do you think about that?
You gonna shoot me?
Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna shoot you.
Well, why don't you shoot me then, goddammit?
I will, I'll shoot you right now.
Come on, shoot me.
I will.
Well, quit talking about it and do it, by God.
I will.
I feel very weak.
Ah, you mean like the plot? Yeah, they clearly ran out of ideas ages ago. It's a survival revenge plot, but there is so much filler, it's unreal. Look! He steals Johnny Depp's glasses. And this guy stepping on his head looks so painfully bad. What the hell is his skull made out of? Jelly? He crushes it with no effort. Is he Thor? And I hold this movie for having one of the longest and most unnecessarily dragged out endings in history. We just get spinning shots of trees. This guy gets hit by an arrow. They randomly fade to black for no reason. Then Johnny Depp interrupts the Native American boinking. Wait, what?
Nechamos.
She's upset.
And despite Depp being an awful aim earlier, now after being shot himself, he still manages to turn around and still nail a bullet on this dude perfectly. And don't you tell me he's improved. He went from being an absolutely awful aim to Jason Statham. He hasn't had time to practice. He's an accountant. And it just keeps going. Everything's been resolved and it continues. Depp is wounded. They sail over to meet the Native Americans people. Who cares?
Who's Jack? Who's Tick? Who's Took? Who's Kid?
And even Johnny Depp dying is boring. He just stares around at everything, losing life. For a long-ass time. Over and over. For crying out loud, we get it. He's dying. He's gonna croak. He's gonna be pushing up daisies. He's losing life. Get to the credits. And even when that ends, it continues. And even after he dies, we just focus on the sea with that damn guitar riff still playing. Okay, I'm wrapping up. Screw this ending.
Shut up.
It's not really bad. It just starts to disappoint majorly after the hour mark, but the first part is pretty decent. Do I think it should be in the book? No, not really. It's just sort of there, but it does have some great performances. So if you're a die-hard fan and wish to check out every Johnny Depp movie, I guess check it off your list. Other than that, I'd skip it.